the Real Estate You podcast with Lettiann.
Welcome to Real Estate You with Lettiann. We are delighted to have Robyn Stevens with us this morning. Her company name is Robyn Stevens Feng Shui. Welcome, Robyn.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on our show today. We are going to talk Feng Shui. First, I want to say, behind this, in the studio behind me, the front door is due to my back. How bad is that? So my back is to the front door right now. And when they set up the studio, I told them yesterday, I think that's a bad. Is it bad?
Well, if it's a temporary situation, I'm not going to call it catastrophic, but if that was your desk and your back was to your desk, that's not a great thing. When our backs are to a door, especially at our desk, it's almost like we've abdicated control of our careers because we can't see what's coming down the pipe, and our subconscious hates it. Oh my gosh, Lettiann, this could be a whole hour. I mean, there's so much to that.
I've got so many questions for you, and we haven't even gotten to the real estate part, but not a good idea for your back, if you're at a desk, for your back to the door. What about back to window?
You know, a window is less concerning, but not ideal. But an easy fix is just to put a mirror in front of you so that when you look in the mirror when you're sitting there, you can see the window or the door behind you if you can't move your desk.
So, Robyn, you have your own Feng Shui business. And we're going to talk today about some of the myths and misconceptions. However, some people are really savvy with Feng Shui and others are, I kind of heard of it, but I'm not really sure what it's about. But then we have clients who build homes and they don't really maybe say it's Feng Shui, but they have to face a certain way, and the back of their house has to face a certain way, but more importantly, the front. So we want to kind of dial this into the importance of Feng Shui in real estate. However, before we get there, when I was in my single life and whatnot, my girlfriend from Cleveland called, Janet Leneve. If you're watching right now, Janet Stein Leneve, she called me one day and says, how many nightstands do you have in your bedroom? And I go, I don't know. I don't know. This is kind of a weird call. Why are you asking me this? She's my best friend from high school. So I went upstairs and I'm like, I have one nightstand. She goes, you just answered your question. She goes, get another nightstand. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, and so much about Feng Shui is symbolism. And, I listen very carefully to the adjectives that people use. And one of my teachers made this connection that I love. If you are single, or if maybe the partners that you're attracting to yourself are the one night stands, check out, do you only have one nightstand? It's crazy how the things that are in our homes and how they're set up manifest out into our lives. So it was great advice. If you were looking for a partner, a second nightstand, Feng Shui approved.
In no way am I suggesting I've had several one-night stands, but let's move on. So
I'm not implying that.
It's, it's when she said it, it was like, oh my gosh, even if that means that's what that means, I've got to change it. So what is Feng Shui? If someone actually said to me the other day, I said, I'm going to have Robyn on. She has a Feng Shui business. They said, what's that? What is that?
So Feng Shui's been around for thousands and thousands of years. And so it's hard to encapsulate it all into just even this 15, 20-minute conversation. But it's the art and science of balancing and harmonizing your space, which kind of in a nutshell just means it's the stuff that you have, what you do with the stuff, how you decorate, how you live. Because if you think about it like this, a friend of mine coined this term, order form to the universe. Your home is like your order form to the universe. Everything in your space has a direct impact on you, just like we said earlier with the nightstands. And so you tell the universe what you want by how you surround yourself, what you live, how you live. Is there clutter? Is it dirty? Is it organized? Think that whole like attracts like, based on how you live, that's the kind of energy of opportunities and experiences and people that you attract to yourself. Now, it's way more than that. It's also about the shape of your home, how your home sits on the lot, how it's in conjunction with streets, and where your toilets and your stairs and all of that is. And that's the stuff that you probably want to reach out to a Feng Shui consultant. But keeping a clean home, keeping it organized, surrounding the things that you love, the things that you keep not out of guilt, but because you love them. I mean, that's how you can have a direct influence on every aspect of your life.
What do you think the most common myths about Feng Shui are?
The one I hear.
Well, then we'll talk about real estate and the home and the existing homes, and then those who are looking for homes as well.
Perfect. So I have been a student of Feng Shui for about 20 years, and I've done it professionally for, still have the landline. I've done it professionally for about 8. So I've heard everything, but the most common one that I hear is it's that it's a religion. And it's not religion. It's actually more about common sense than anything else. And as I said earlier, it's rooted in art and science. So, and it's not superstition. It's not a passing fad. It's been around for thousands of years, but it's really only been in the Midwest, in the Western world in the United States for the last 50, but like everything else, it takes forever to get to us here in the Midwest. So it's very popular on the coast, and we're still kind of catching up here in the Kansas City area.
Right. So if you're just tuning in, I'm talking with Robyn Stevens today of Robyn Stevens Feng Shui. She is a local business owner here in the Kansas City metropolitan area, and you can contact Robyn. We'll put her contact information right here on the screen for you. We're getting advice from her about Feng Shui and how it relates to life, common sense, and your home. So, Robyn, if someone is out looking for a home, what is the best advice you might have for them for home buyers?
So I think the first thing I would say is, don't rush the decision. I hear so many clients that when I go to them, it's like, I rushed this decision and this wasn't the right house for me. And I'm not saying take as long as I took to find the home that was right for us, but just don't rush the decision. It's the biggest investment that most of us will ever make. The second thing is, I would really pay attention to how the house is situated with the street. I would avoid a home where you're at the end of a street and the street is coming right at your house. That's a big one.
Would that be including a cul-de-sac as well, or if you're the house that's right in there? It's not on one of the curves.
Yeah, I would avoid that. We call that tiger eyes because it's like the eyes of a tiger are coming right at you. It's a lot of really harsh, aggressive energy with cars coming at the home. And I have seen some really traumatic situations in every single one of those homes that I've been in. I've seen addictions, I've seen bankruptcies, I've seen suicides. So it's really a situation that I would avoid, and I would encourage you to steer your clients away from, for sure.
But you're not saying cul-de-sac. You're simply saying the road that leads to the cul-de-sac, the house that's straight away, like you're saying right there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Exactly. So that's a big one, and that's going really, really deep. But then as far as, I think you have to really tune into how you feel when you walk into the house. That's the biggest thing. If you're not feeling it, don't force it.
I often say honor your intuition. And you mentioned don't buy a house too quickly. Oftentimes, I think one of the major complaints to NAR, the National Association of Realtors, is my realtor made me buy my house. So you really need to, right. And it's not like someone made them, but if a buyer I'm working with walks into a home and says, oh, we love it, love it, love it, because they're so excited, so happy, so emotional overload, I'll say, I'm going to ask you to sleep on it because I have your list here of wants and needs, and there's nothing on about this house that fits your wants and needs. And they get upset for a second, and they're like, oh no, but this is all the houses are going fast. And I said, it doesn't mean you have to buy this one. So remember who you hire matters, folks. Just a reminder.
Oh my gosh, Lettiann, let me just step in. You are so right. I remember doing a program on Feng Shui 101, and I had a realtor raise her hand, and she was really pushing back on some of the things I was saying. It's like, if you're putting your clients first and their needs first, that's always going to serve you and them. And it's because otherwise, if you're forcing your client into a bad situation, that affects every single aspect of their lives. And you, as the realtor, you are their guru, their Sherpa through this whole thing, and you influence them so much. And having that, I love that you have that their wants and their needs, and that you're making that a point. Whenever I get something, I get these energy. I'm getting such an energy hit about that. You just said that. I'm grateful.
That's deserving. I'm ringing the bell on that one, Robyn. I'm ringing the bell. Andy, I'm ringing the bell. So yes, I mean, it's so important because it's such a big decision. They're going to be there for years, and you have to have that buyer's consultation. What are your needs? What are your wants? I write them down. I carry them with me every time I'm with that client, because they get sidetracked. Squirrel. Hey, this house has a pool. Let's write it up. You don't want a pool. Well, maybe we do. No, you don't, because you told me you didn't last month when we met. So yeah, I mean, it's just important to, even though they are the client, they're in charge of what they want, but you're there to be their guiding force and the reminder, what about the fenced in yard and the 3-car garage, and they're like, oh yeah, okay. I said, just do me a favor and sleep on it. Call me first thing in the morning. And if you still feel this energetic and excited about it, we will write up the offer. And yay, the phone rings and I'm like, okay, guys, what's up? They're like, thank you. I'm like, okay, well, we'll keep looking, and we hang up, so.
And I'll tell you, I know what I'm looking for. I had a very specific list, and we've been on the hunt for about 2 years. You can only imagine how picky I am. And I remember we were in one house that I was kind of trying to force, and my realtor was like, no, she's like, this isn't for you. And I'm so grateful that she stopped that squirrel energy for me, and that led us to this house, which we've been in for 4 years, and every day we just walk around going, I love my house, I love my house. And when you love your house, it loves you back.
Yeah, it's especially pandemic, stay at home, things like that. Now we want to feel safe and secure and grounded in our own home, because we really don't have that anywhere else. For the most part, right? You are so right. And now more than ever is a great time for people to really focus on their homes, which I know they're doing. But start with the easy stuff. Start with purging. When we keep things from our past that are no longer wanted, relevant, or needed, that keeps us stuck in the past. Let's say that again, Robyn, because that's worth saying again.
Yeah, when we keep things from our past that are no longer wanted, relevant, or needed, it keeps us stuck in the past and unable to move forward. So I think that's very much about common sense. When we surround ourselves with clutter, our brains are cluttered, and it's very difficult to make decisions and to move forward. There's so much about Feng Shui that's common sense, and starting with this low-hanging fruit, the cleaning, the purging, the organizing, sometimes that by itself will raise the energy, raise the vibration of the space, and that's all you need to do. Sometimes it's more complicated.
Yeah. What other advice can you give the homeowner, maybe just in the next couple of minutes? If someone's at home, well, what can I do? Simply put, what in my kitchen? Let's look at the most popular rooms, the kitchen and the master bedroom and master bathroom.
What I would love to do, if you don't mind, I would like to talk about the front door. The front door is the most important and powerful space in your home, because like our mouths nourish our bodies, the front door nourishes the home. And through the front door comes this flow of energy. And on that flow of energy comes opportunities and blessings and good fortune. And so right now, as we're, racing through fall to go into winter, is the best time to clean your front door. I would get rid of the seasonal pots, the dead energy, clean the cobwebs, the leaves, wipe down your house numbers. Wipe down your light fixtures. Make sure your light fixtures working. Your house number and your light fixtures are like your open sign to the universe. So make sure those look good and fresh and clean. Especially if you're getting ready to sell your house, that should be one of the first things that you work on. And just get that spot ready and set intentions that you're waiting for company, very important company to come to you as you're cleaning it, because you're the company that you're waiting for is opportunities and experiences and people. And we want the best of the best. So set the stage for that energy so that you can receive it.
So not just the front door, but the whole front porch, the steps leading up to the porch, all of it. Yeah. And now I'm thinking about my dead plant that I saw yesterday when I got the mail, and I'm like, oh, that looks so ugly. Why are you doing that?
We don't want any dead or dying energy anywhere, really anywhere, but specifically near our front door. And, I always say curb appeal is not for just when you're selling your house. You should pay attention to your curb appeal every single day. You want good fortune to find you. I mean, there's plenty for everybody, but you don't want it to pass you by. Like attracts like.
Like attracts like. So true. I probably say that about once a day. Plus, you talked about purging. I love the part about the front door because it's a mindset of I'm open, I'm clean, I'm ready to embrace what's coming my way. I'm not like, ooh, I went out to get the mail yesterday and I was like, ooh, I got to get rid of that pot. And oh my gosh, the leaves were all swirling. It was so windy. It was like one of those money swirly air things, like grabbing leaves. It was crazy. And I'm like, maybe I'll do this another day. So I love it. But also when people are getting ready to move or thinking about getting ready to move, they're looking around their home going, oh my word, I've got 2 decades of items here from the kids, from their sports. Oh, this was mom's thing. Oh, this was my grandma's so-and-so. Oh, look at all these photos we've saved. Oh, look at all these pots we've collected for our landscaping and things like that. So a continual purge probably is good for the mindset as well.
It absolutely is. In Feng Shui, we say space equals opportunity. And if your space is full up with stuff that you don't use, that you don't love, there's no room for new opportunities, experiences, and people to come your way. So make room for them, and as you're doing all of that, set the intention that, your maybe your bank accounts are always growing, or you are in collaborative, healthy, happy relationships with, your life partner or your coworkers or your clients. It's when you combine Feng Shui action with your intentions, that's when the magic really starts to happen. I've seen everything from unexpected checks in the mail to promotions, new jobs, new relationships, just simply because people have often done simple things. Maybe it's painting a room that needed, to a color they love instead of one they were just tolerating. Or adding a plant or cleaning out a closet. It's just shifting the energy just gives you so much opportunity for all the wonderful things in life.
There's so much to know about Feng Shui that there's no way we can do this in about 20 minutes. We have just a few minutes left, and I want to be sure anyone who wants to contact you, first of all, Robyn's information is on the screen, so please reach out to Robyn with your questions. Send her an email or a text, or if you're in the local Kansas City area, perhaps set up an appointment to meet with Robyn. I have maybe 3 more questions in the last couple of minutes, one of which, who's your ideal client, Robyn?
So I find my ideal client is mainly women my age in this range that are they're kind of on this other side. They're feeling a little stuck. Maybe their kids are grown, or they're looking for that next thing in life that they want to do. And they don't know where to start. We know that if we eat healthy and if we take care of ourselves and we exercise, all these wonderful things, everything is better and happier and more positive. We just operate better, but equally as important is our space. And so I'm like a detective. I come in and I look through your space and help you identify the things that are holding you back.
Love that. So that whether that's someone's office space, like their office, like I'm in my real office today, transformed into our studio. But you would also go to their office, their home, any places they probably frequent most. Okay. And if they wanted to learn more about Feng Shui before or after they meet with you, what's your go-to book?
So my go-to book is one called Move Your Stuff, Change Your Life. I don't know if you can see it.
Move Your Stuff, Change Your Life by, tell us the author again too, please.
It's Karen Rao Carter. And this was so my jumping off point, I will tell you, was a consultation. And I thank goodness I did that, because Feng Shui is very complicated. And so when I had that consultation, I was hooked. I just read everything, it was before, I was getting newsletters. But this book, the thing I loved about it was fun, it was funny, it was easy to follow. Some of the references are a little dated, but they still work. Also, if you go to my website, there's a section called In the Media, and there's little snippets on little, short little TV segments that can give you a feel for little different areas of Feng Shui, and also kind of give you a feel for my personality. So it gives you an idea, because the thing I love about Feng Shui is we have so much fun during a consultation. We laugh, we point out the things that are holding you back, but it is so productive, it's empowering, and it's just, people get so motivated and so excited, and they fall back in love with their homes.
Awesome. I'll tell you what, I'm going to make an appointment with you for sure. Leave us with this. So there's some things, what often people say is something about, is a mirror in the bedroom supposed to be bad?
No, it's not bad. It just depends on where it's located. I know there's this misconception. Just make sure that when you're in your bed, that you cannot see yourself in a reflection.
So don't put it on the ceiling. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't want to judge or anything, but probably not.
But so something, just so you can't see yourself, because often people say, like, don't have a mirror in there, use your mirror in your bathroom, things like that. That's what I'm talking about. Just being silly about it.
You can't see yourself when you're laying in bed. You're not looking at yourself in the mirror.
Ah, gotcha. Very good. And in just a few seconds, stairs leading out the front door. So is that like if someone's in the stairs are coming right down and go straight out the front door?
Exactly. That's what that is. We want the energy to come in, and we want it to be able to flow through the house. The stairs out the front door is really a loss of resources, and people who have their stairs facing the front door might often struggle financially, struggle with career, struggle with relationships, or a multitude of things. It's like your resources are just leaving. Obviously, you're not going to move your stairs, but there's a depending on this, how they're set up and how close they are to the stairs. There's a lot of things that we can do to adjust the energy. And I'm never going to tell someone, rip this out, get rid of that wall. We'll just talk about ways to mitigate that through energetic flow.
Okay, and my producers are giving me the signal here. It's time for us to wrap it up. However, purse on the floor, big no-no, right?
Purse on the floor, money out the door.
But money out the door, I tell everybody that. I tell my stepdaughters that. I'm like, oh, girl, don't put your purse on the floor. They're like, why? And I'm like, I don't remember, but it's not good.
That's so funny. I just did a program last week on how to feng shui your wallet and your purse.
Yeah. So many great tips. Look, we welcome having you back, Robyn. I'm going to get a date on your calendar for me to have a consult. And please, everyone, go to robynstevensfengshui.com, and we'll have that right on the screen for you here. Thank you so much for your information. There's so much to know, and we're hopeful people are going to reach out to you with some questions. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon, Robyn. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Lettiann.